I'm out test driving a boat today. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. We've got one of our customers, new customer, Chris Roby's over here. What's up, Chris?
How y'all doing?
I hope this goes fantastic. I think it will.
Yeah,
I'm believing it
great.
will. Seems to be, you know, purring along. We're about 800, 750, 800 RPMs in gear. And I mean, we're still down a little bit. You know, there's lots of birds, right? They had a big high school tournament, so I bet you.
Saturday, right?
Yeah. There goes an old tracker. Anyway, yeah, sure is pretty. Yeah, see, we're at 1,000 now.
Yeah.
So we want to, you don't want to go above 5,800 ever with this motor, because it'll blow up on you. It'll go pop.
You don't want that.
No, we don't want that. Need a hot foot. Then you really, and in a blinker, one of those blinker trim units.
Yeah.
Oh, then you get styling then. Like I got.
Yeah, I like
it's like
that.
driving a car, you know. Yeah, it seems to be doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I bet for that motor, this is probably a pretty quick little boat. Get my kill switch on. Some movers. Yeah. Yeah, it's a gorgeous day.
Yeah.
That's a marine on Four Corners. You've seen it hundreds of times now. I'm ready for them to open the restaurant.
Yeah.
I wonder if they did. Huh?
It's a burger place.
They got all kinds of food. They got steaks, you name it. Drinks, you know. They have live entertainment. Although I always think that entertainment's too loud.
Oh yeah, because it's
It's kind of a concrete, you know, and it's.
But it's scoreboard now, right?
Scoreboard, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same guys that own the one up on
Yeah. Over by
Old
Opryland.
Hickory, yeah, up there somewhere.
Yeah. Over by Opryland, and then
Yeah.
over on Old Hickory Lake too.
Yeah. So it didn't have, this engine didn't have any tag on it, so it's hard to figure out. Well, what do you got? It's a mid 90s 115, and they only made so many of them. So it was pretty easy to figure out. But when they don't have a tag, it's like, oh man, you know, what? I got guys trying to buy power heads, and they got, I don't know what I have, you know, like, it's hard to decode. They got them on the
This is where I fished at last, like 2 weeks ago.
oh really?
Shallow.
Yeah, right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it now. It's out of the water.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good area. Over here, there's something here. On that point over there is a submerged bridge, and we catch bass off of that all the time. Give away all my cigarettes, but oh yeah, it's gonna get up and go.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes, man, it's so arbitrary, and you can second guess yourself. Boy, they got the buoys really moved off. Usually they have one right in the center. You know, it's like no wake
Just stay in between the green and the red, right?
Yeah, but like, don't go over that way. That's only
No, stay to the right.
Yeah, like over there towards the bridge. That's like,
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
you got to go the right around that island, don't you?
yeah. Well, you can go through the middle, and then like if you're going to the bridge.
In between the two islands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this place pretty well.
Yeah.
let's hammer her down and see what.
Go forward, go forward. Yeah, there you go. For some reason, the water will come in those holes in the back and soak the batteries.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're good. You just gotta watch it. Now you're good right now. See, nothing's coming up. But if you brake real hard,
yeah,
on the opposite side of these black ones right here, on the opposite side, there's holes in the back. And it will eat water.
Yeah.
That's why that sponge is back there. Yeah. Hold up.
Oh.
That's why it died. You pulled the
oh, is that why it died?
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, you good. Go ahead. Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
Let's get it on.
It's one of the, let me see.
This one right?
Yeah, yeah, you got it. Pretty sure. You just clip it on the top.
I just didn't get it all the way in there.
There you go, on the top. Stick the loop inside there.
Yeah, I know.
That's it. Yep. You got it. Yeah, that was a different sound. Never heard that one before. Here you go. You want this?
I got it.
Nah, use this though. It'll break up. I've never heard that before.
Well, that's not good.
Is that pushed down? Oh. Oh, never mind. Yeah.
Alright, well, so far our seat trolley is trying to figure it out. I think maybe it's got an old power pack on it and a stator. Maybe could be a combination of things. I mean, it could be. It sounds like somebody looked at the carbs a couple times, so. But it's like idle and rough. I found that bottom carb was really wet. Starting to. You never know about these things, man.
What does that mean to you?
Just means that it ain't supposed to be wet. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's supposed to be. So maybe it wasn't doing good. We'll get it back over to the house and.
Okay.
I'm just talking. I'm gonna throw this in the truck. I'll meet you at the house.
All right.
You can follow me.
Yeah.
See, it starts right away. Looks like it's regulated. So it dropped. Got this 115. He brought it over the other day, and we fired it up. I put new plugs in it. Ran great. He took it out, and he said he could get 4 to 6 miles an hour. Is about all it would do. So loss of power. I mean, it idles great. Sounded great. I guess we'll do a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna do a compression test. I'm gonna check the coils and see if they're in tolerance. Make sure his linkage is moving like it's supposed to be. Take the front cover of the carbs off. Make sure the carbs are open and closing like they're supposed to be. I don't know. We'll see if it's dumping fuel. Try to figure out what's going on. I'm getting set up. You know, when you're like trying to diagnose this stuff, you know, you just got to go through every little step. And there's not really much skipping around. Sometimes you got to work through the process. Now this power pack's got, it's got 4 outputs, so it's like, you know, cylinder 1, 2, 3, and it's got a firing order. There's 4 cylinders, right? So this actually does 4. You'll see these power packs are real common, and you can get them, you know, to basically like when you buy them, you buy it like if you have a 6-cylinder, you're getting 2 power packs. If you're just getting like a 3-cylinder, you'd only have 1. And we could like get 2 power packs and drop 2 cylinders, like the number 5 and number 6. But because it's an inline 4, you can't really do that. So I don't even know if you can get this power pack. I'll have to see. But I don't think it's the power pack. It could be. It could be limited power. Like at idle, it's good. I don't think so, but what I'll do is I'll just get set up where I can remote start it, and I can check. I want to check the compression, and I want to check spark and see what it looks like. And then I'm gonna get out a CD troubleshooting guide, and I'm gonna take this out of the loop. I believe it just goes. It's pretty simple, but one thing I noticed, like we have these 2 yellow wires, which should go to a rectifier. And I'm not sure, you know, where that is, because I thought it usually would go right here. You know, as a little block rectifier. So we gotta find that. I'm not sure about that. I do want to take the front off. There's a couple of places you gotta just check your carbs, and you got some clearances and stuff you gotta measure. If you look at this diagram shows you, right? It tells you the timing. So you want to do the timing with that disconnected, because that will do some really weird stuff. So especially advanced timing, which is most likely what maybe is going on. I won't know. And then I know he's got a slight problem with his starter, but hopefully it's going to come back around. And it started working, and then he had to go in, and this Bendix gets kind of stuck. So I showed him how to free it up, and I sprayed a little like contact cleaner. You don't want to put in WD-40. You know, you don't want any penetrant oil, because what happens is it leaks down past the seal, and then it gets into here, and the commutator, it puts a film on it, and it can't jump that, right? It can't conduct it, because that's non-conductive. But if you do some silicone spray, it's, you know, I mean, you use that for all kinds of stuff, you know, connectors and spark plug connectors, and that will not harm it whatsoever, and it'll go in here. You don't want to do a lot, because you don't want it to collect, and then it gums up stuff, and then that also causes a problem. But just a little, if it's been setting for a long time, which is obvious this has, because I sprayed this down, and even after I sprayed it down, it really soaked it in. So let me get busy. And other things, just notice, you know, look around, like here's his coils. Need to maybe measure the resistance of his coils. Plug wires, definitely looks like you could use another plug wire, which I have another plug wire. Maybe he's losing a cylinder, you know, I'm not sure. I have an old plug wire that'll work for this. Maybe it's just not making good contact. I don't really know, but I want to verify first, because if I see weak, you know, spark on that or whatever, then, you know, it's a problem. And this just does not look, you know, but maybe it's fine. Maybe the cable's all the way in there enough that and that's not our problem. Anyway, I'll quit talking, we'll get going. All right, here's the next thing. Plugs. Check your plugs. Like this one, it's rich, but it's not totally bad. Then you got this, and it's just really oily. These are brand new plugs. So he was really dumping the onions. I'm kind of thinking this was not advanced timing. So we got something going on there. So, and it could be that idle stabilizer, but that's the 4 plugs. You know, this battery box, it's like the hardest thing in the world to get off. And he's got carpet on the sides of his boat here, which is kind of dumb, really, because then, like, you step in the mud, and then you know, you're in the lake, and you got to step on that. You know, I don't like that idea. And then, like, all of his boxes, he really needs, like, some kind of, well, they make that fabric when you screw it, you know, and it's like on a little edge you can pull. Or you're gonna have to bring in like an extra one of these, like a little strap, and use it to pull up, because, man. Alright, I'm doing all this because one thing I noticed is that, and I may have to take all this off, because we got these 2 yellow wires. These, I believe, should go to the rectifier, and then you're going to go out of the rectifier and to the red line, wherever the red hot line is. Like here it is. You know, and yeah, and they've just got it going over here to the red hot line on this. So I'm not saying it right now. I am not saying a rectifier. So whenever I look down here and make sure it's not down here. I got one of these Vikings, you know, I've had lots of videos on it, but we're just going to see what this thing looks like. and do a battery system test, battery test. Standard flooded battery. This is a deep cycle, which is the wrong one. It's a 24 AM. Should be a starting battery. I think we talked about this, me and the customer. See if I can see anywhere. I don't think it's this, but I mean, you know, could be. Group 24, deep cycle marine, no numbers. Great. We'll have to look this up. Oh, 690 MCA. Okay. 690 MCA. Like I was saying, man, just check your. Whoop. It's at 680. No testing. So I was a little off there. 100%. State of charge 79%. Measured MCA 848. So it's well above it. So there's nothing wrong with the battery. So I am pretty certain on there he's got a charge over there. I mean, he's done a real good job back here. As far as like getting everything all nice and tidy. Maybe that's the way it was. I don't know. We're gonna leave this up because getting it off is a real pain. And then I'm gonna do a compression test real quick. So might as well get out the stand and let's do a compression test. I don't need the key on for this. One 130. Somebody's cranking away on their car. I mean, I'm gonna call that 135. Keys not on, so we should have spark anyway. We'll stick it on there just in case. Yeah, that's about 135. All right, let's see this one. Like I said, I don't even care about spark. Let's see what this does. That one's 130 as well. So our two middle ones are 135, top one and the bottom one 130. So we know it's got good compression. And he said that he was told that it's got good compression too, so I don't know if you guys can see it because I kind of really want to get it on camera if I can. Yeah, I think that might work. And I'll try not to have my big head in the way. Let's see if we got spark anywhere. They're all kind of set to a 1/4 inch. Right, actually, they're a little farther than a 1/4 inch. We'll see. All right, well, you're not gonna be able to see it, but trust me, it's there. Do one. See if you can see it. Now, if you look at the, like, it's spraying out fuel, we see a lot coming through there. So that kind of tells you a lot. Like, we got a problem, I think, on this carburetor. This, boy, isn't that something? You gotta take the cowling off, loosen it up just to get this front plate off. Boy, that's some mercury bullshit right there. Well, we got a situation where this is not adjusted right. So, what do we do about it? Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can show it because I don't want to be in the mud. So, this, you know, bearing carrier feels, or bearing carrier, cam follower. It feels alright. 0.05 to 0.20 is the clearance. 0.005 to 0.020. So I know it's more than 0.5. 0.20. That's the clearance. So if I put this 0.21 in there and see if it fits, which it does, we got way too much. So we need to probably reset our each one of these. And get a screwdriver. So we're at, when I looked at these, they all didn't look level. And just to know that they're level, somebody's tighten them down too much. There we go. You know, this controls our carbs, right? So I'm just gonna loosen these. Come on, baby. Wow, somebody really went stupid on them. We have to get. Wow, somebody got stupid on them. See how this linkage controls all three? That one's the cam. This will be number 3. Yeah. Not supposed to be that tight. So I'm hoping I can get this last one. Here it goes. I don't know what to do here because this thing should never be this tight. So basically I'm just trying to get the butterflies to be totally closed. Get my stand where I can look inside. You gotta look in, you know what I mean? So that one that's right here is still moving, but it's supposed to. Alright, so now we lock them all down. They all should be in sync. Get my long screwdriver for this. we need to set this one. So, you know, I said point oh, what did I say? 005 to 0.020. So if we think about it, like, I don't know, put on 10, or 0.12. I think 0.12 would be a good number. Whatever I did with my feeler gauge, set it down. So this is, I don't know what it is, 0.21. So that would be our more than we need. So point 13. There's 101. I think that might be not enough. 0.00. So 0.12. Let's say 0.12. Let's go for that. And then what you do is you stick it in there and then you adjust it. Whatever I did with my screwdriver, I put them right here. So, you know, we're gonna have to, you know, figure out a way to do it. But so now that I'm wide open throttle, I want to check and make sure every one of my butterflies are wide open. Yes, and they are way better than they were before. And then it says we need to check this right here should be 0.030. So to adjust that, I guess we do this. So we're gonna have to, let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna do this screw, and that'll give us 0.030 number, and that's what we're looking for. So let me do that real quick. All right, this can get real confusing. Sorry. So the one in the bottom, this one, it kind of adjusts your linkage that goes up and adjusts, you know, so you want this level with this cam. It's about as level as it can be. And then you want that, you know, it's got to have a certain clearance. And then where you see this idle screw, it's not what you think. This actually adjusts our timing. So it moves this back and forth. Right, moves it back and forth. So right now I got it on 0, like, you know, top dead center. For idle, that should be good. And then for wide open throttle, I kind of adjusted it. I got it for that 25 degrees, and that's this one. So idle timing right here. I'm sorry. This is your, like, your idle, like if you needed to adjust your idle. This is idle timing, so don't even go by this. This is your advance. And then right here is another stop that's like a butterfly stop. So what you got to do is open it all the way and then adjust this to where it stops the butterflies from opening all the way. And that's the only thing I haven't checked. It's like right now they're pretty much wide open. I mean, that's as wide open as you can get. And what we'll do is Make sure this is touching the block there. Now I know I'm good there. That's like a good stop. I mean, the way he has his, the butterflies aren't going to open any more than that. And I'll put it back. I like to shift a couple times and verify. So, you know, if I get out this, and it should be back at 0 again. So I need to come in just a little more. Yeah. That's maybe a little much. So 0 is always a little bit too much. Like, it needs to be from that 2. So, you know, I don't know. It's like, so now we're at 4, which is too much. And that's about 1 degrees. So, shift it again and check it. All the way forward. Our butterflies are open. All the way back to neutral. And we're good. Now I want to put in my spark plugs and see if this thing, you know, I don't know, you know, seems to have good spark, seems to have everything it needs. So maybe he may still have a fuel delivery problem. I mean, maybe we still got to take the carbs apart. But you don't know that because you don't know. Like, if I did it, I'd know, but I don't know. So now I got to spend this extra time diagnosing. And one thing I can do is give it back to him and have him run it. I'm going to adjust those carbs a little bit for the idle and see if that doesn't clear it up. I think he's maybe dumping too much oil in it, and then maybe wasn't advancing the carburetors up and right. Not sure. We're gonna check. I'll tell you what other thing you can do is pump up your fuel. And I got the key off, so there's no way we can generate any electricity. Look for any kind of leaks or anything like that. And we're going to come over here and we're going to see what we got coming out of our cylinders. So there's no spark, but anyway. So it still seems like a lot out of there. I don't know. It's not near as bad as what it was before. So I don't know. I wanted to check and see if this is charging. Get out my meter. Guess there ain't nothing neater than a meter. Should fire right back. I remember I fired this up the other day and I was like, man, this thing runs great. And I got a DVA adapter, and you can see that I let it just kind of sit there and even out. So we're at 12.16. which is kind of an average, you know, it's a DVA adapter, but it should give us, let us know if we're charging or not, I believe. Yeah, I found it. So it actually went down to 1.06, 0.07. So there's another little, so there's no tachometer. So that's another good indication. If we see this needle fall, we know something's going on. See, it didn't even move. So that tells me like we got a bad rectifier. And that's what I was saying, like when I looked at this and I was looking at this, like there's a box, right? This box right here. But usually there's a rectifier, and see, we have this coming out of here, and then it would go over, and it's one of those little square rectifiers. Well, that's the next day, and I hooked up, it didn't have a voltage regulator, so I installed a voltage regulator as best as I could, because it's missing. And then I plugged up into our 2 yellow lines here. That's for, I guess, and coming out of the stator. This, well, I guess, would power up, you know, our switch box. Anyway, then I got a meter here coming out of here, because this feeds back over to hot, negative on a, you know. And then as far as the carbs, I looked those up because I was kind of curious. That number 2 carburetor seemed like it was a little bit more than what it should be. I was like, it's probably a carb job. So on the top, the 1, 3, and the 4 carburetor, because it got a carburetor for every cylinder, you should have, what does it say? Where's my phone? I wrote this down because I want to tell you guys. Over here, Chucky's over here painting. But I wrote this down so that I could remember it. Alright. So on the 1, the 3, and the 4 carburetor, the jet should be 0.60. I guess that's 6,000s? I don't know. And then on the number 2, it's 0.62. So it's a little bit bigger, meaning it's gonna pull a little bit more gas. And that's the way it was designed. So I'm gonna check and see if at least we fixed our charging problem, because it wasn't charging. And I'm not sure why it wasn't charging. This is really kind of weird. But it wasn't. For whatever reason, it was not charging. So I gotta he's missing this button. So I'm gonna see, I gotta see about that too. Yeah, I did hear. There it goes. Just wasn't enough water. It's not peeing real good, but it's peeing. Maybe that's probably alright. I couldn't find the tack line. Well, let's look at this. Okay. Looks like it's kind of 86.9. So I think we're getting some rectified voltage. This is also a DVA, so may have a little bit of a drop. 3.28 or so. Yeah, I believe we're charging now, because now we're at 13 volts. 13 something. Yeah, it's charging now. So before it wasn't charging. So I don't know if that was the loss of power reason or not. I really am not sure yet. The last thing I wanted to check before I tell them to go try it again is to see if we got good resistance values on the coils. Because I mean, this thing is running pretty good. I gotta turn this off. I gotta thank Sydney, another one of my customers. He put the spigot in for me, so I don't have to go walking all the way in front of the house anymore. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna make a mess over here. Just because paying attention, that's what I get. Yeah, and seems to run pretty good. Are we overcharging now? Because now we're at 15.2. Yeah, this thing's overcharging. I hope it goes down. I don't like that. I think what that means is I think we're going to need a different rectifier. Probably a third. They make another rectifier that's that shouldn't go. That's pretty high. Yeah, that's really high. Why is this not saying overload? Yeah, it went up as high as 15.5 volts. What? This thing. What are you measuring? Well, I put a rectifier on it because it was there wasn't a rectifier on it. So I have rectifiers in, you know, stock, so I put one on it. And it's weird because they show like a couple of different ones, and anyway, this is the little square one, triangle, whatever. I feel like that's way too high. For chargeback? Oh yeah, that's way too high. So I'm gonna burn anything up. You'd be concerned if it was in 14 volt range. So the fact that it's in 15 volts with a fully charged battery, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, you'll ruin a battery doing that. All right, well, I guess back to the drawing board. Well, I put another voltage regulator on it. This plate is weird because nothing's fitting right the way it's supposed to. I've got it kind of, I don't know, man. It's hillbillied in there. Let's just say that. But I do have it like now it's regulating the voltage. So I guess that's a win. I don't know. I'll show you guys, but kind of done for the day. Yeah, I'm not sure, you know. I think the carbs are fine. Seems like it runs pretty good, but why we have loss of power could be like sort of any guess. I got stuff everywhere. And, you know, I'm afraid to. What should I say? I don't know, man. Like, it's not doing like it should, like it's supposed to. Like, it sounds fine, but I kind of feel like something's still, I don't know. I don't know what to think. That is an old used voltage regulator, but I know that one's good. And those voltage regulators, those square ones like that, they're expensive. So I got 13.1 volts here. Okay. So if I fire this thing up, so it starts right away. Looks like it's regulated. So it dropped a little bit, and it'll come up. See, it's coming up. So it's definitely running better. I guess the question I don't know is, did we fix it? I hear that every once in a while. Comes out of the back of that throat of the carburetor, so you can't really tell if it's dumping or not. I kind of feel like this hose is restricted. And it looks like our tachometer's working, but it's, see how that hose is, it seems like it's not. Should be maybe a bigger hose. Somebody probably added that. So, you know what size hose that is? Get a bigger hose, get something to stick up in there. I used to have a poker. I'm making a mess. There's something clogging that up. Oh yeah, Somebody's got this little piece. Alright, let me see if I can fix that. For whatever reason, I had one of these in there. Put a tie wrapper on that. That'll fix that. That's a lot better. That was a good win on that. A little lucky, I guess. Yeah, we're holding steady at 12.96, so I'm a little happier about that. Wasn't charging at all. That could have been part of a problem. Maybe not, I don't know. I mean, it sounds great, but I don't know if I fixed it. I guess I'm gonna put the front cover back on it, maybe button it back up, and call it a night, I guess. It runs great. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, fellas. It runs great. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know what to say. Maybe the timing was way off. Maybe I didn't fix it at all. Definitely didn't have a regulator. It definitely wasn't charging. So, you know, that's that. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I guess we'll go take it for a run. I think that's the thing. Maybe I'll tell him, hey, let's go take a test drive. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just tell him, hey, we'll go take a test run, see if it fixes it or not.